And
go for it, man. I'll let you go, and then I'll interrupt questions if you got
chime in when necessary. All right, I'll just start off here by saying that thank you for letting me know that the team has interest. And as I'm chatting, I'll be a little more couth, Andrew, knowing that you're showing this to your superior team. But what I'm going to try and sell you on here and show you the value for is this $3,000 supporting sponsor, which was $4,000, but not because we think that there's less value, but we have a reduction in some of our fees and costs. So we wanted to pass that on to our supporters. I'll get into some of these benefits in a little bit, but one thing that was added this year that you didn't take advantage of last year because it wasn't offered was these social media promotions and these webinar product or service endorsements through our newsletter weekly, which you're all familiar with. If you do have any events or any webinars or trainings, you can list those on our calendar too, and I'll follow up with you on what all those benefits are. But what I wanted to get into was sharing with you the virtual experience and what that was going to be like, what the booth would look like, and really what Wesco would be paying for. Sound good?
Sorry, I muted myself, but yep, sounds perfect.
Perfect. So we chose a fully interactive, somewhat 3D environment. I spent better part of 3 weeks researching about 20 different options, some of them more expensive, some of them less expensive. I actually attended a virtual solar conference on the platform that I'm about to show you. And it was pretty cool. In fact, I think that I actually shouldn't record this because it might be too slow. If it ends up being too slow, then I won't share the recording, but I'll continue to record it. But having all of those things open at once might make my system slow. But I'm going to share my screen here in a minute with you.
Okay. Birds in the background sound nice.
Birds might actually be coming from the virtual environment that I just.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was Costa Rica or something.
I don't
else.
know. Yeah, I don't actually know if it's me right now because I'm inside and there's construction right outside. So.
Gotcha.
All right. So now you should see me in the virtual environment and. See what's happening there. I did do this on me before, so let's just see. Okay. All right, so this person, Aaron Siebert, is actually just part of the environment. This is a public space that we're in right now, but this is what our environment will look like, just so you know. Andrew, you can hear me, yeah?
Yep.
If I turn my mic off and I say, hi, Aaron, I think Aaron can hear me. Aaron, I'm showing a colleague around the facility. Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can. I'm doing the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Just turn my mic on.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to put myself on mute and just kind of explain a little bit more, but thanks for responding and I hope you have a nice day.
Hey, you too. Have a good one.
So Andrew, it's built on an algorithm. As he walks away, his voice actually gets less loud. It's a totally 3D environment. Somebody's going to land here. If they don't want to use their avatar, they don't really have to. They can just click their go-to menu and they'll be able to go to any different area or navigate wherever they want to. But this is my avatar. It takes about 5 minutes to set up an avatar. And if you can see me there, I can wave and say, hi, Andrew. Hi, Wesco team. Thanks for considering us as your first virtual conference. You're seeing everything okay, Andrew?
Yeah, it's great.
Great. So as folks land here.
I was going to say I dig the sandals.
Yeah. Yep. So as folks land here, this is the virtual environment. Everybody lands right here. And as I say, if people want to get around the avatar, they can just navigate to the expo hall. They can navigate to a specific booth in the expo hall. And then all of our classrooms will be listed here. But as I said, this is a public environment that we're visiting right now. So one thing I loved about this facility is that all of these areas here that you see with swooshes or logos or these white or blue areas, these are areas that we can have content or sponsor logos and stuff like that. And the place is so massive that we'll not only have group sponsor logos, but every sponsor will also get their own banner, at least 2 of them, because there's so many places to have banners. We'll have somebody at a help desk here, and likely the schedule will be right behind them. And above everybody's avatar, you see their name. So it's nice. You can easily identify people that way. You can identify who's in the room by this little menu here. Right now, there are 3 users in the expo hall where I am, and 77 users in the total environment or in the world. We're going to have our own world. Getting around with the avatar is really easy using your arrow keys, front, back. I can spin this way, I can spin that way. And we are going to have orientations, either one-on-one, private. We can have a Wesco team orientation and spend as much time as you all need to feel comfortable with your avatars. How you feeling, Andrew?
It's pretty cool, man. It's really interesting.
Yep. Again, along this wall here, you can see more places for banners and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I can navigate right now. I'm just clicking on this silhouette human right above my cursor, and my avatar goes there. If I hit the shift key, my avatar will run. Again, you can navigate this way within rooms, and if you want to go between rooms, you could just teleport using this menu up here, and we're going to teleport in a moment.
Got it. And then all those little tables, I presume you can go sit down at and like have a private conversation.
You got it.
With somebody.
Thank you. You picked up on that. This is a blue force field, and we'll talk about that as it pertains to your booth as well. But literally, I was at the Midwest Solar Expo. I ran into Ben Marcus. I was like, oh, just call me on my cell. And he dragged me into one of these blue areas, and without any other clicks, we were in a private conversation. So this carpet right here would be all public area, but if you popped into here, you're in a private conversation. Yep. Here's the expo hall. Quite a massive situation here. And it's going to be full of booths. We're going to have 20 to 30 vendors. In this front area here, we're going to have a resource center as to how to navigate around the space. There'll also be an education resource center and a career resource center and all sorts of stuff, along with vendor booths in this area.
It's awesome. It's crazy, watching this, it makes you wonder if this is going to be the future.
Part of the future. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if we'll, someday way down the road, this is how all conferences will be,
Yeah. So right now I can pick a spot on the floor down here. Do you see my cursor and the little person?
Yep.
And my avatar will then choose a path to go there. I'm going to run there as the quickest way to get to that area.
So he doesn't jump over the balcony.
No, but that would be cool, right? Set up a rappelling device, actually. So again, actually right here would be another area that you could just pop into a private conversation. You're going to have your own booth, so you'll have several areas to have private conversation. Well, hopefully have your own booth. I don't want to presume anything. Here I am running through the expo hall. Woo! So fun to be Craig in a virtual environment. Yeah.
You don't want to presume, Craig, but you got to assume the sale. So.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all good. So here's an example of, here's the expo hall,
Yeah.
Big dealio. These are some of the bigger presenting sponsor booths. Again, there's so much of this sponsor logoing on the wall that we're going to have individual logos and group logos. This is an example of what Wesco's booth would look like. You would have the blue area as your main anchor booth, and the choice of the yellow setup or the red setup. You can see they're slightly different, either on the left or the right setup as your as the expanded area. We'll send you the logo specs. Your logo is pretty easy because it has a white background, but we'll send you the exact specs to fit your logo in here. And then all of these gray areas are content areas where you can have videos, you can have your website pop up when somebody comes into the booth, however you want to arrange that. This can be videos, this could be quick linkable resources. links to PDF files, product brochures. It can be a link to a Calendly to set up a meeting or a schedule, whatever you want.
Sweet.
Once somebody steps in here, like Megan right now couldn't hear me even if I took my mic off because I'm in one of these blue force field areas, right? Even if I stepped out, she still can't hear me because she's in a blue force field area. But I wonder if I step in, if Megan is there and she'll respond. Megan, can you hear me? Who knows? All right, creepy. So if you are in your booth and you did step away, right, you can just go right up here. You can click the set away and then somebody can see that you're away, but they'll still be able to message you in the private messenger here. And in order to do that, I just click on Megan's name there and I can do send private chat, or I can click go to Megan and it'll actually find Megan. So if you're like, oh, this customer is in the facility and we were meaning to meet up, you could just message them in the messenger and say, hey, Jane, I'm actually in the facility. Can I come meet you now? She says, yes. You click on that and it will take you directly to that person. All right, you get the idea.
Yeah, yeah.
You can also view people's profile and other information. You can search for whoever's in the environment pretty easily. Here you can see my profile. It links to my LinkedIn account. It gives you my title, so you can search for marketing people. You can search for salespeople, all using this tool up here. Yeah, so in the front here, we'll have one of these kiosks will be like a big map of the venue and some interactive tool just on behalf of the conference. And in OSEA, we'll have some educational resources and career resources going on. And then the vendors will be, behind these first rows, so just like that style. And then for the attendee experience, for the breakout sessions, they're going to end up, just want you to see the whole thing. Should we move on, or do you have some more questions here?
No, I'm ready. Keep going.
So you can see I just used the go-to menu. Wow, I was going to say go-to meeting, this go-to menu, and I just transported somewhere, probably quicker than it would have taken me to walk. When an attendee lands, oops, they land in this spot. And again, if they wanted to just have a very simple experience, they zoom in on the main screen, they watch the presentation they would over Zoom or some other digital platform that we're using right now, and they can just watch the session. When they arrive, there'll be all the sponsor logos will be here, their session will be on this screen, and then they can have their website or other resources or stuff up here. So Wesco isn't delivering a training, but yeah, it just gives you an idea of the attendee experience. It's set up right now for some sort of paired arrangement in there, but the rooms will most likely be set up as conference tables, and presenters they'll stand here no matter what, but if they don't want to interact too much, they're not, because their stuff is just appearing on these screens back here based on how we program it in. So yeah, that's the dealio there.
Pretty cool.
Thanks. Gonna walk outside, and then you're in the general environment. Naturally, like anything else, it takes a minute to load things in.
What's the internet like down there in Costa Rica? Is it pretty quick?
Yeah, I think that if anything, I'm not in an area where there's a ton of people that are all of a sudden online because of the virus, because most of them are on their phones anyway.
Hey, I sent you a message.
So now you can just hear people chatting. So I'm going to move away from them.
Welcome back, Craig.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back, Charlie.
Yep, people are welcoming me back because I spend a lot of time in the conference. I just walk right through somebody. And as I walk away from them, then you can no longer hear them. So if people want to have fun, the next level is they can wander around this big, huge campus that Virbela has built. There will be sponsor logos littered throughout for those that are wandering around. And yeah, we'll have our to the auditorium. Again, people can just use the go-to menu. They can go to the auditorium. Hours will be listed differently, pertaining just specifically to our event. And then they'll end up, I bet you there's no demo, and then they'll end up in the auditorium. So this is where our keynote speech will be. This is where all of Angela's sessions will be. And we actually have the ability to we will be making it as big or small as we need to have it feel cozy. So the whole environment here is totally transformable. And that goes through with your booth too. There's just lots of options in how you decide you want to present stuff and what you want your booth to look like.
Nice. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, again, I'm pretty familiar with the platform, and we're going to allow time for people to log in and set up their avatar. We're going to give orientations. We can do a team orientation for Wesco as well.
What's the reception you've been getting so far from other sponsors and suppliers?
It's actually interesting that you're my last sponsor, and I'm going to discuss that with you. You're the last first round of phone calls, and I love that question. Because you're also going to see an email that goes out to the board later today, really addressing that. But let me get out of the Virbela platform here, actually. Is that all right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Have we gone over everything pretty much? I think so, right?
For the most part, for Virbela, yeah. Yep. And then I'll continue on.
Yeah. For what things on me. Yep.
So then we go. So you can see my screen now again, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I'll just walk you through that question. The response has been amazing. Most folks have been confused and excited. 75% of our sponsors had already paid in full. And we only had a couple that had committed and signed contracts that hadn't paid. So to be totally honest, CED I haven't approached yet because I wanted to see what the response would be. But considering that all of these folks are confirmed, that'll be an interesting conversation with Mike. But everybody is confirmed. Generac is unconfirmed, but I spoke with them and the meeting went great. Everybody else here is confirmed. Baljanik, I still have to wrap up with them as well because we were just in the contracting phase, kind of like where we were with Wesco at that time. I do have a signed contract from Baljanik and from Generac, which is why they're—
And Plaid is in, right?
Yeah, Plaid actually, they're in, yes. I haven't gotten with Gene about the changes just yet, but their situation was a little bit different. So I do need to contact him because he was sponsoring another part of the conference.
Got it.
So yeah, but I generally think that they are in. I guess what I was saying is when I said I had a conversation with everybody, it's those folks that had confirmed exhibit spaces.
Got it.
Yeah. Sorry for that confusion.
No, you're good. No problem.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get that down for my team that, hey, look, our competition is already actively engaged in sponsoring. So.
Yeah. Definitely, I don't know if it's confidential, but, paid in full for sure. Everybody else.
Yeah, I know the CED situation reservation
either
too,
paid in
so.
full or on the way to being there. And yeah, confirm. So really good there with sponsorship participation. And we'd love to have Wesco as part of that. There's my little plug there. We've got some great tools here though, Andrew. And so you can share this recording with your team so they can see some stuff. I've got screenshots up here as to what the environment will look like. I'm actively developing a lot of resources to help guide folks along the way. We will be developing some tutorials in the form of videos to show attendees how to move through the venue. We will be offering group orientations to general attendees. We will be offering specific orientations, as I've now said for the third time, for teams like yourselves. We have a really, really great agenda. The other part of the participation has been reconfirming all of the sessions, reconfirming that folks want to do this and do it virtually. Energy Trust is hosting their Contractor Day on October 6th. Move-in would be on October 5th or October 6th. I can speak about what move-in looks like for a virtual exhibitor. And yeah, we have a great agenda here, which is basically full. The reason I'm bringing this up for you and for your team is to understand that all of these business development courses are geared towards your contractors and your main customers, companies like True South, Sunbridge, Elemental Energy, and the contractors that are doing residential and small commercial. Also our technical training track as well for racking systems and stuff like that. So the audience that we're bringing to this event does include large scale PV. It does include people for policy. It does include all sorts of specialty tracks, but our core audience, I believe, is our West Coast customers.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little bit about the agenda, and it's almost full. But sorry, go.
Yeah. Just so my piece of critical feedback every OSEC is just the breakouts between sessions, and I know that doesn't really matter so much anymore because we're in this virtual environment. But are there built-in time breaks between the classes, or are they kind of just all back to back, and people wandering out and go places kind of on their own?
Thanks for asking. Contractor Day is up to Jenny Hall. You're familiar with her, so I'm waiting to get back with her, and that's an exhibitor setup day.
Actually, let's pause it real quick. So on Contractor Day, I know it's kind of move-in day or whatever. If we were to quote unquote move in on the 5th, are we able to be set up? Like, are people able to interact with us on Contractor Day?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep, absolutely. It could be a bonus day, and I can talk to you about setup here in a minute so you understand what that looks like. Because the day of setup just takes a couple of right clicks on your computer to load stuff up to the booth, but it's the pre-setup that might take a little longer.
Yeah. Got it.
People can interact with you on the 5th as well, because the environment will be open up on the 5th. So if people wanted to sign in on Monday and you wanted to schmooze around and see what was going on, go for it. So Andrew, from like a little bit of the younger generation, a little bit your age, and some other folks are like really excited about this virtual environment, right? And some of the folks that are a little less tech savvy, and even in me, just researching this, that's why you can go full avatar and, really run around the facility and meet people, or you can just use those menus that I was showing you in the upper left-hand side. But I went to the Midwest Solar Expo, which was hosted on this virtual platform, and I made 5 new contacts. It was great. It was totally great.
Cool. It's awesome.
So yeah, Contractor Day, there will be people in attendance, and the booths can absolutely be set up. And if your booth is set up, we can send a message to folks through a global messenger saying like, hey, come to the expo hall. A couple of these booths are set up. Check them out, and you could just be plugged into the environment, but doing your other work, and if somebody comes in, you just tell them you're on another call and you'll get with them in a second, do your thing. So, and just to get back, does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay, good. So then just to get back to the schedule, you can see here is that we have a session, then we have a keynote, then we have a break, then we have a session, then we have lunch and a break, then we have a session, then we have a break. So it's pretty much like that.
Yep.
On
That's
the
great.
first day, we do have some back-to-back sessioning here at the end. I'm actually going to separate those by 15 minutes because we didn't want to drag it on too long, and we had a lot of demand for people wanting to be involved and still deliver their sessions. So this is the only area right here between 2:30 and 4:30 on the second day. There is no break, but here you have a break in between every session as well.
Cool. Couple questions.
Bring it.
First question, I know we were thinking about partially virtual, partially like in person. Is there still talk about any in person in addition to this, or is it all just going to be virtual at this point?
Yeah, so I have a business plan developed that, no fault of Angela's, she hasn't looked at yet, but she knows is there and she's excited about it. So if that gives you any indication, Angela, for those that don't know, is our executive director. I guess the indication there is that as the event organizer, I am prepared for that. I've spoken to the venue with what that looks like. We are not going to rely just on state and local guidelines. Andrew, you would actually be a part of this conversation as a member of the executive committee of OSEA and a director of the board. But Angela, having not looked at the plan, doesn't mean she's not interested in it. It means that it's not imminent enough that we are starting to discuss that. So.
Okay. I guess my question was, is if we don't do a physical in person, one of the big benefits of these conferences, besides during the day networking and the meetings and the trainings and classroom stuff, is obviously like the happy hour networking. So if we weren't to get together physically, do you guys have any ideas for like an after 4:30 or after 5, like virtual kind of happy hour or anything where, people can kind of pal around in this virtual environment and do the equivalent of like a happy hour after the day is over? Is there any kind of idea for that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I was considering was like we could do like an avatar, kind of like best dressed or funniest dressed avatar. Sean O'Brien from NABCEP showed up to the Midwest Solar Expo one day dressed as an older woman, which was pretty funny. He's a big name, especially with solar contractors, because NABCEP is responsible for that certification. So Angela and I have been poking around some other ideas. Thank you for bringing that up. We're still 90 days away, and right now it's based on the basic event development, which is going very smoothly and very well. So we were thinking of what type of morning event and what type of like evening event could be cool for folks that did want to stay around and use the virtual environment. Because look, we might have had 500, 600 people at our in-person event, but this event will still get 200 to 300 people, and I imagine there's a percentage of those folks that will want to have fun with this.
Yeah. Makes sense. Cool. I was just curious. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear your ideas surrounding that and stuff. A lot of this is a work in progress. Like, you've seen the environment. I'll show you some of the resources on the web here that you have access to, and I want to hear your ideas. If you say like, hey, we're really interested, we're wondering about this, or we see this as a value, that helps me out huge. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have anything on top of my head right now. I'll definitely put some thought to it.
Okay, yeah, let me get to a few other things. So we've got this exhibit page. If folks don't want to watch our screen share that I'm recording right now, you can show them the exhibit hall through this page right here, which is on our website. You just go to exhibit. It'll show you our confirmed exhibitors right now, so you can share that with folks. And if you do this see exhibit hall, it actually gets a little bit more specific. You can show folks a video right here that I've taken, loaded to YouTube. It shows the presenting sponsor booth and a little tour. And then it shows a screenshot of what the supporting sponsor booth. And there you have my avatar with my sandals.
Yeah, it looks
so
good.
Yeah, there's these resources here.
Awesome.
In addition, to not to leave anybody hanging in any regard, I'm developing an experience page to let folks know what to expect from a virtual experience, especially what to expect from ours. So you and your team at Wesco can know that we're really doing this in a very thorough way. I haven't just said, okay, we're switching to a virtual environment. I got to go sell that and develop an event. What I've spoken about with Angela, again, the executive director at OSEA, is the amount of time she and I need to spend to help educate people and to learn the environment and make sure that we know how to use it, and to develop pages like this that help people understand what they're getting involved in. So this is just a start for right now, and over the next 90 days, we'll be developing other tools and resources so that general attendees and exhibitors can know what to expect.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for walking me through everything. So you'll send me this video recording we're doing, and then I can use these resources from the website here and put together kind of a little package for him to get a glimpse into what this all looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, your sponsorship benefits are down here. And I do think, like, considering the way that Wesco is present on social media and some of the other channels, I'm hoping that you all see these 3 bullet points as a highlight. And yeah, here's the post-show report if you want to show folks a little bit about the demographics from last year as well. So that's the dealio.
And then when are you, I mean, obviously as soon as possible, but when are you guys kind of hoping, what are the new deadlines for getting sponsorship money in or getting secured sponsors?
Yeah, as I said, it's like most of those sponsors had paid, so it was a streamlined situation. I've just wrapped up the phone calls with them over the last 2 weeks, but it's really up to you when you want social media promotion to start on our end, where we post your logo and thank Wesco for participating, when you want to be included in banners and stuff like that, because we're actively promoting the event right now. So that's really up to you. But since it's a virtual environment, we can do anything at basically the last minute. I mean, 3 days before is stressful for me, but since it's all digital, it can be a little bit easier. I guess the thing that I would mention is that the way the booth is set up, and I said that I was going to speak about this earlier, the way the booth is set up, go back there really quickly. On the day of the event, all you're doing is right-clicking on one of these areas. You can see my cursor, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you're loading up some pre-made content or a website or something like that. It's the time Wesco might need from the marketing department to make sure that all the logos are within spec and stuff like that. So we're going to get you that information in mid-August, so that way folks can start designing what their booth would look like and what content they want there. On the day of the event, to set it up, again, it could take as little as 5 minutes to right-click and get everything in there if everything's sized properly and fitting the way it's supposed to. But it's really
Right.
the pre-set up for the booth and how your team wants to manage it. If you want to have a schedule so people roll in and out, you could be there for 2 hours and somebody else could be there for another 2 hours. We're not going to have a limit on sponsor registration. So as many employees as you want to have there, whether they're at the exhibitor booth or not, have at it. We have great content, so it really is like an opportunity to learn a lot. And Andrew, actually, I'll just say it now, and I'll say it for everybody at Wesco. OSEA spends a lot of money on this gentleman, Greg Welch. He's delivering sales training. This is a reason in itself. And Andrew, I'll let you know about this. Separately and remind you about it. But whether he's selling vacuum cleaners or solar, he's really an amazing sales trainer. This alone would be a great resource for either your marketing team or your national sales team to plug into, and they can just sign up for the event, avatar to the session, and be a part of it. So just wanted to throw that out there, is that Greg is a really heavy-hitting sales trainer that we bring to the event.
That's awesome. And yeah, that's a good question. It just came to my mind. Say we did sponsor it, Craig, how many avatars do we get?
As many as you want. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So my guys in Sacramento, if they're curious, they
Yes.
can join in.
They
Cool.
can plug in, they can sit at the sales booth if they want to, because they could probably answer a lot of questions if you were stepping away. They can attend sessions, they can learn about the market. There's other courses here that are there. It's not just about how to install solar onto a house. I mean, we have great diversity and equity inclusion courses happening. Everything that happens during contractor day is usually a general value. And if folks are interested in policy, or if they're interested in large scale PV and what's going on in this area, then we've got all those courses. So absolutely, you get as many as you want, whereas typically we were limiting it to 4 or 5 people. We've really got this this flexibility now. So you can attend technical trainings that either, you know, Everest Solar, Sunmoto, Iron Ridge, S5 is going to deliver a training on design. So yeah, it's really open to everybody.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that JT McCook guy from Aurora Solar. I used to work with him.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the speakers are kind of listed here on our website as well under this agenda page, so you can see who's participating. There's our very own Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really do. Alan's giving some great resiliency session, and we have a couple of other resiliency sessions in there. So it's really a wide ranging event, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to pitch this hard with my team and let you know what questions and feedback and stuff that, you know, I get from them. I'll wait to get this video from you first before I package up a nice email to them. But yeah, anything else I should be aware of, Craig? I don't think I have any other questions right now. I think you picked the right one here. It's great.
Yeah, again, Angela and I went through, exhausted her every single week. I know that she was updating you guys a little bit as the executive committee, like Craig has this budget now, he has this budget now, he's looking at this platform. Yeah, the agenda also has some nice features just so folks understand how professional of an event we are. Folks can sync their calendar of what sessions they want to attend to. They can download the calendar. So we're super highly integrated, although we're a small market. Yeah, we've really got a great event planned. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it'll be bigger than our usual conference just because of the ability for people from other regions to attend without traveling. You know, it'll be interesting.
That's what Jenny had said, and I'll wrap it up with this. Typically, we would get 500 or 600 at this event if it was live, but I think that the number is going to be closer to 200 to 300. But that remains to be seen. You know, that still remains to be seen a little bit. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. But the most important thing is that we've got our core audience signed on and committed. We'll be opening up general registration again in a few days, and yeah, really hoping for a great event.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited. You definitely sold me on it. So I'm going to go pitch my Wesco team, and we'll let you know what questions, feedback I get, but also if they want to set up like a separate call, I'll keep you posted, and definitely an orientation or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I love the idea of a separate call. No worries there. And team orientations, as I said, if whatever folks need.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Hopefully the video will do enough justice to this, but yeah, if any of the leadership want to get a little bit of a deeper dive with you, I'll keep you posted. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, Andrew. That's awesome. I'm going to stop the recording right now. So thanks for the time there, and then I'll stay on with you for another minute here. So